Hey up everyone, hope we're doing okay. UFC 314 takes place this Saturday and I am so fucking excited. So without further ado, let's get straight into it and start giving my predictions. I just want to point out before we start though that I am only making predictions for the main card because I'm still quite a small YouTuber, so you know, people don't really care about my predictions on the prelims. And to start off the main card, we have Nikita Krylov taking on Dominic Reyes, and I know everyone wants Dominic Reyes to win this one. It will be a very good feel story, a very good comeback story after he's been on a decline and he comes back. They're on a 2-fight winning streak at the moment, but I do think that Krylov is going to beat him at UFC 314. I know that Krylov hasn't been in action in over 2 years, but I just think that he's fought great competition. He's on a 3-fight winning streak at the moment. I know he's been inactive. He's only really lost to elite competition. I know Paul Craig is a bit, and you know, like Serkinov and whatnot, but everyone else has pretty much been elite who he's lost to. I don't think Dominic Reyes, yes, he's beaten Dustin Jacoby and he's beat Anthony Smith. I don't think they're amazing wins. I think they're okay wins, nothing special though, and I do think that Krylov is going to get a decision win against Dominic Reyes. Next up, we have a featherweight fight between Yair Rodriguez and UFC newcomer Patricio Pitbull. And this is a hard one for me, mainly because I'm not exactly fully tapped in with Pitbull. I know he was the man a few years back in Bellator, and he kept on saying, oh, let's do Bellator versus UFC. No, Bellator folded. But regardless, I know he was meant to be the man, and then he came across AJ McKee and fucking got slaughtered in the first round. And then he bounced back and beat AJ McKee in the rematch, in all fairness. And then when I look at his record, he lost to Sergio Pettis. Now, Sergio Pettis is a great fighter, by the way. I'm not taking a dig at him, but Sergio Pettis used to be a flyweight. And I just look at that and I'm just like, I don't know. And he's 37, and again, it's kind of hard for me to base this one, primarily because I haven't been watching loads of Patricio Pitbull. But I'm gonna go with Yair Rodriguez on this one. I feel like he's fought better competition. The only thing what puts me off of Yair, he's really inconsistent. 1 minute he looks fucking amazing, in the next fight he looks dog shit. I mean, he looked dog shit against Brian Ortega in that rematch, but then beforehand he was on a nice tear up. I think he's gonna beat Pitbull, I really do. I think he might get a vicious KO. I think it could be a vicious KO, maybe a submission. I do think he's going to finish Pitbull. Pitbull has been finished before in the past. I think that Yair Rodriguez is very capable of finishing Pitbull, and I think that's what will happen. Later on in like round 3, I feel like Pitbull will have a bit of success in the first 2 rounds, but I think Yair Rodriguez will eat him up on the feet and then eventually find his chin in the very third and last round. Next up, another featherweight bout between Bryce Mitchell and Gene Silva, and this is a very interesting one, and I've just got to say, no, I am not Bryce Mitchell. I have so many people on my TikTok telling me I am Bryce Mitchell. I am not Bryce Mitchell, and I do not share the same opinions as Bryce Mitchell. Let's make that very crystal clear. But this fight, Gene Silva is a massive favorite, and I don't really understand why. Yes, I rate Gene Silva. Yes, I really like Gene Silva. But I think to have him as such a big favourite is quite crazy, because Bryce Mitchell definitely has a chance to win this one. You're very stupid if you don't think that Bryce Mitchell could win this one. But do I think he wins? I'm torn on it, man. I really am. He's got great grappling, held down multiple opponents. It was able to get Ilia Topuria down for like a minute and hold him down for a fair bit as well. Was able to smother Edson Barboza. Did great in his last fight against Kron Gracie. I know it was Kron Gracie, but still, he got put in there with him. He did the job. He even finished him as well with a brutal halbo, not just an elbow from Hal, so it's a halbo. Just destroyed Kron Gracie. Whereas Gene Silva's finishing everyone. He got took down by Charles Jourdain. I think people are looking into that Charles Jourdain fight maybe a bit too much. Yes, he got taken down. I think it was at the start of the second round, and also I did look at this fight recently, and it wasn't like he was getting taken down at will or anything. Jourdain was able to get him down, but Jourdain's more, I'd say, as a striker, so maybe it caught him off guard or whatever. Bryce Mitchell, you know what you're getting in for, and I do think Gene Silva, I think he's going to be ready for that grappling. He's got some people he can train with for the grappling in his own camp as well, like Caio Borrello, so I'm really interested in this. I think Gene Silva's going to get him out of there, but I wouldn't be surprised if Bryce Mitchell gets the job done. But I'm going with Gene Silva by 3rd round knockout. I think he's going to weather the storm. I think he's going to get taken down quite early on. We're thinking, oh shit, but then I think he's going to start finding the chin of Bryce, having a bit more success with the takedown defense, and then in that 3rd and final round, I think he's going to put out Bryce Mitchell, drop him, and then get the ground and pound finish. And then we get to the co-main event, and honestly, I can't wait for this fight. This might be the fight I am looking forward to the most on this entire card, and that says a lot considering this card is just full of 50-50 matchups in my opinion. I can't wait for this. And how do I see it going? As soon as this fight got announced, I said that Michael Chandler wins by KO, and do I still stick with that opinion? Yes, I do. I keep seeing a lot of people say Paddy's going to win by submission, and I just don't see it. I want that to be the case, by the way. I really do like Paddy. I love Paddy, in fact. And I don't like Chandler that much, but I don't know. I think Chandler's going to find that chin. I really do. I know that Paddy isn't the best when it comes to defensively on the feet. And when it comes to his grappling, yeah, I think it can definitely trouble Michael Chandler. I don't know if he can go out there and submit Michael Chandler. I mean, he definitely can. He definitely can, but I just can't envision it. I don't know what it is. Something's preventing me from doing that. And Chandler, he can go 5 rounds. This is a 5-round fight, by the way. He can go 5 rounds. He has got that dog in him. He's good at grappling. It's just, mainly with Chandler, it's his fucking dirty, horrible fight IQ. It's so stinky. It's insane. It lets him down so often. He said that he's been learning from the Charles rematch. I take it with a pinch of salt, but I still think he's gonna have... I still think he's got a great chance of finishing Paddy, and that's what I think is going to happen. I think he's going to finish Paddy in the 3rd or 4th round. I think Paddy might end up getting tired. I think, especially being 5 rounds, I think he'll be fit. I think he'll be fit, but if he's going to just wrestle, grapple, I think he's going to get tired quite soon. And then I think Chandler's going to find the chin of Paddy and send him out cold. I'm going with Chandler by KO. Late round 3, maybe early round 4. And then we get to the main event. And unfortunately, as you can tell from the title, I do believe that Diego Lopes is going to win this one. And I do believe he's going to be the one to retire Alexander Volkanovski. Now, when it comes to this fight, I think you're pointing out the obvious when you say Volkanovski's the better fighter. We all know this. We don't need everyone to say it. It's the fucking obvious. Water's wet. The sky is blue. It's very obvious that Volkanovski is a much better MMA fighter than Diego Lopes. But the reason I'm going with Diego Lopes is because I just feel like Volkanovski obviously is getting older. People keep on bringing up that. It's not even that. I think Volkanovski's going to look very sharp, and I think he's going to do great against Lopes very early on. But then I just think that Lopes is going to tag him. Not some deep analysis. That's just how I see it. Volkanovski's durability, it's definitely taken a toll. Even with having a year layoff, getting knocked out back-to-back and getting older in age, it's not going to do great for your durability. And Volk was never really known for his durability either. When I say durability, maybe I mean a bit more chin, because he's got that heart, he's got that dog in him. But, you know, he got wobbled by Max twice in the rematch. He got wobbled by Islam Makhachev and dropped by him. So, and then since then has obviously gone on to get knocked out as well. So, I think that Lopes, such a good power puncher, he looked great against Brian Ortega with his shot selection as well. On the inside, I just see it. He gets on the inside, maybe breaking away from the clinch, and he does some great work in the clinch with his uppercuts like he did against Sadiq Youssef. Even Pat Sabatini, I believe, was in close as well. I really just see him finding that chin. I think it's a fact this fight is Volkanovski's beating him until Lopes finds that chin. That is the best way of putting this fight, in my opinion. Lopes is losing, but as soon as he finds that chin, and 25 minutes is a very long time, and I do believe he will find that chin at least once in that fight, and I think once he finds that chin, I think it's game over for Volk. And I don't like saying, oh, Volk's going to be retired. I don't want to say that. But if he loses to Diego Lopes, what can he really do? I know he says he wants to be very active, but I don't see Volkanovski just willingly want to be a contender. I don't think he wants to do that. I think he's such a big name now, one of the greatest to ever do it. Is he really content with just... I mean, Israel Adesanya kind of is, but I hold Volkanovski in a much higher regard than Israel Adesanya. No disrespect to Adesanya, still a great fighter. But Volk, for me, is literally one of the best ever. I just think he will end up retiring. If he wins, brilliant. You know, either man could win this one. That's why it's another fun one. But yeah, I think that Lopes is going to find the chin of Volkanovski and put him out of there in the 2nd round, maybe the 3rd round. I see somewhat early on. I wouldn't be surprised if it was the 1st round as well, to be completely honest. But I think Lopes will find that chin and put Volkanovski out cold. But those are my predictions, guys. I am really looking forward to this Saturday's pay-per-view. You guys will be as well. You're not a true MMA fan if you aren't bricked up by simply looking at this UFC 314 card. Give me your predictions. Do you agree with mine? Do you disagree with mine? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.